Greetings to all of you. Welcome to this time of meditation. Welcome to those of you who are joining us online and those of you who are here in company. It's great to be with your time this evening. Great to be part of what it is that you do. I hope and pray that this is a powerful and fulfilling time for you. If this is your first time meditating, welcome to the process. It's not something that we ever achieve or fully fulfill. It's a practice. So show yourself grace and gentleness. Even if you've meditated before, show yourself grace and gentleness. If you lose your way or find yourself distracted, just gently call yourself back in. Give yourself love and support. Meditation is meant to be something that is soothing and feeding. So treat yourself in a manner that soothes and feeds. I would encourage you to have a piece of paper and a pencil, if possible. When we free our minds, when we open up our thoughts, then what happens is that we remember things that we should have done, things that we need to do, things that we need to accomplish. And our brain, once remembering something, will want to hold on to it so that it doesn't forget it again. But if we write it down, then we can gently call our brain back to, our mind back to the present moment. Find yourself a comfortable position, sitting or laying prone or on the floor, on a pillow, in a chair. When our bodies are uncomfortable, we can't delve into our minds, so find a place where your body is comfortable. If you need to shift during our time together, please feel free to do so that you're not aching or hurting, but able to dwell in the present. Meditation is about bringing ourselves into the present, and that's going to be our focus. To be here in the moment. To be present with ourselves in the moment. If you're a tactile person like me, if you like touch or you need to do something with your hands, I would recommend prayer beads or a worry stone or a golf ball, anything that you can kind of work in your hands. I'm very much one who likes to work things in my hands, so prayer beads work very well for me in my own spiritual practice. One very long time ago, back when I was on internship, the pastor's wife had concluded appropriately about me that I'm not one that sits well. I've gotten better over the years at sitting in my own skin, but there are still moments where I don't sit well, and having something in my hands helps to calm me, helps me to sit well. And when we meditate, that's part of what we want to do. We want to be able to sit well and be still in our consciousness, in our presence. So I'd recommend something like prayer beads, or like I said, a stone, or a golf ball, anything that can help to focus. And I read an article recently, and it makes a whole lot of sense, about stimming. Now, stimming, stimulating the senses. So that's why kids, young people, when they lose focus, they need to work things in their hands, because what they're doing is they're stimulating their senses. And when we stimulate our senses, it brings us into the moment. It's like when we have to pinch ourselves. That's where that comes from. So when we work things like prayer beads or prayer stones or what have you, not only does it help to focus our mind, but also is stimulating our sense of touch, which is bringing our mind to that stimulation, because that's what stimulation does. It focuses the mind. So oftentimes you'll see young people, kids mostly, because us adults are too ashamed to do it, which is why, honestly. They'll play with the fidgeters and stuff like that, because they're stimulating their senses. So worry stones or prayer beads or anything like that. And if you find yourself to be someone who struggles with focus, maybe some kind of tactile thing might help to stimulate your senses and bring you into focus. So let us find ourselves a comfortable position. I'm going to intone the sounding bowl. That's what you heard going in. We're going to spend our time first in silence. We're just going to breathe and be present in the moment. Now, what I want you to keep in mind is that you are choosing this silence. This is not a silence that is being forced upon you. In a world of noise, when every time that we have to be quiet, we are told to be quiet, this is a time when you're choosing it. So you're choosing this time of silence. Then out of this silence, I will lead us into some breathing and some relaxation and presence and stimulation of the body and the mind as we come deeper into this time. Oh, and one more thing before we enter. If you have a cell phone or some kind of connected device, which they're beautiful and wonderful, this would be a good time to set it aside and not give it the energy that it may need. This would be a good time to lay it aside. Messaging and what have you. Turn the ringer off, put it in the other room, whatever you need to do. Because this is a time when you're feeding yourself. So give yourself that time, that presence. So let us begin our time with silence. Let us begin to bring awareness to our breathing, our breath. The very gift we are given from God. We breathe in and we breathe out. The breath is life. made Adam, he was just a clay shell until God breathed into him. And that the people of Israel were just dry bones until the prophet Ezekiel called breath upon them. Our breath is life. We carry it with us. We don't need to change our breathing. Just become aware of it. The rhythmic nature of it. Each inhale is a gift of grace. Each breath is a statement of importance. A word that says, I love you. You matter to me. When we breathe in, we breathe out. We feel that new life rushing into us, filling our bodies. We envision that oxygen pumping through our blood, going to our fingertips and our brain, to our toes, to our backs, shoulders. With each breath, our body is fed with oxygen. We see the life going through all of us, every part of us. We breathe in, and we breathe out. Our exhale is just as important as our inhale. As we breathe out, we release the things that are toxic to us. That which our body no longer uses. That which our body no longer needs. Breathe it out. We give it back to creation, to the trees and the grass, which take what we excel and breathe it in for themselves. Our breath is the part of the cycle of life. We see in our mind's eye those toxins being released from our bodies. And as we release those toxins, those things that are harmful, we begin to prepare to release other things. And we breathe in. And we breathe out. And as we breathe, we envision our hands grasping silk cords just tightly enough that they don't slip out of our fingers. They're soft, smooth. White silk. In our left hand, we follow the cord connecting to the energies of our past. Our regrets and disappointments, failures and hurts. Those energies that we carry with us, even though the experience is long past. And we breathe in. And we breathe out. And as we breathe out, we feel ourselves opening our left hand. Watching that silk cord slide from our grasp. We release ourselves from the energy of our past. We let go of the energy of our regrets. It hurts. It doesn't mean we forget them. And it doesn't mean they don't matter. We are just releasing the energy so that we can be present with ourselves in the moment. Allowing our memories an appropriate place, not too much. And we breathe in, we breathe out. And now we draw our attention to our right hand, to the same silk cord, soft and smooth. And we follow that cord to the energies of what are to come. Events that will unfold, but not yet. Events that cause anxiety, worry, concern, joy, celebration. But these events have yet to happen. We see the energy of these events to come. We feel it. But we can yet change or influence the events. We breathe in. And we breathe out. And as we breathe out, we envision ourselves opening our right hand and feeling that cord slipping from our grasp. The energy surrounding the events to come. Just out of reach. It is not that we don't plan or think or prepare. It is we are putting its energy in its proper place. And as we have released the cords, we begin to feel the weight of the moment. We feel our chest rise and fall. We feel the air flow past our nostrils. We feel the place where our body is making connection to our chair, the floor. We feel the pressure of that. We feel the air temperature on our skin. We notice whether it's cool or warm. Do we feel air movement on our face? We listen. What do we hear? What was drowned out by the energy of our past or our future. What do we hear? What do we see? Even with our eyes closed, do we sense light coming through our lids? The imperfections in our skin. We feel the weight of our moment, now, here. We feel the heaviness of the present. Maybe an ache or pain. Or maybe a laugh that's been stifled for a long time. Maybe a smile that's been hidden. We breathe in. We breathe out. So that can be a really powerful exercise. Now, one of the things I want to make sure that I'm clear about, I'm not advocating for forgetting circumstances. We all have a past, and the only way that we can forget our past is either to not have one or have some kind of dramatic, traumatic head injury, neither of which I'm advocating for. But what I am advocating for is working to make sure that whatever energy is there is put in its rightful place. And the same with our future. And one who prepares for what's to come. But giving too much place to the energy can draw you away from the moment, can draw you away from here. Meditation is about drawing us back into the moment, which means releasing the energy, holding on to the memory, preparing for what's to come, but allowing that energy to dissipate. Not allowing it any more than its due place in our lives, in our brains, in our emotions. Now, this is a very hard thing to do. We're not trained well to be present in the moment. We are trained to either focus on where we've been or where we're going. Because when we reside in the moment, it looks lazy or non-productive. The secret to life is realizing that we're always in the moment. What will happen 10 minutes from now will be my moment 10 minutes from now. And what was when I started this session was my moment when I started. We're always in the moment. We don't ever live in our past or our future. We always live right now. So that means learning to harness our energy right now, even when those moments are a struggle or joy. High energy or low energy. It's about being in the now. So with that being said, and with it being so I don't know where you are, but where we are, it's like blastedly cold. And who wants to go outside except maybe to snowshoe? But that's what they do in Alaska and Minnesota. We don't do that stuff here in Ohio. So right now we're kind of coming to the end of this cabin fever, this place where it really feels like we're out of control. I mean, fortunately, we're seeing numbers go down from the Omicron spike. But there's a lot of things that are just out of our control. And when we feel out of control, then we want to, then we can allow these energies to start really influencing our moment. So I'd like to take us a little bit of time. I'd like us to meditate on the question, what am I in control of? Do a list in your head. What are you in control of? And it can be something as mundane as choosing the color socks you're going to wear. Unless you go to like a boarding school or something where you have to wear a uniform. I get to choose the color socks I wear. Even if they don't match my shirt. What are you in control of? Find those things that you are in control of, because the key to remaining in the moment is to be in control. And when we feel out of control, what can we grasp that we're in control of? So just sit in silence for a few minutes and let that question bounce around inside of you. What am I in control of? And allow your brain to create that list. Start it. Don't stop it. If it comes in, let it reside. Because what I want you to do is I want you to see the magnitude of what we really are in control of in our lives. Once we begin to grasp what we are in control of, that helps us to feel not so out of control. What am I in control of? Let's begin. How'd you do? I hope this gave you an opportunity to see that there is a lot that we are in control of in our own lives. Even if they seem so mundane, I found myself in that time really thinking about the control I have in what I put in my body, what I eat, what I drink, how much water I drink, the food choices that I make. No one's making me eat these things or drink these things. I choose them. I'm in control of that. What I listen to, what I look at, what I allow in me. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that we're not in control of. That's certainly true. We know that. This is life. Being alive means there's a lot of things that we're not in control of. But there are still a lot of things that we are in control of. And when we meditate on what we are in control of, that can help us put some perspective and take away some of the power and the energy of that which we're not in control of. So if you feel yourself out of control, if you feel yourself spiraling or not feeling like you're on solid ground, that's a good exercise. Just meditate. What am I in control of? And one of the things you're always in control of is your breath. That's always something that you can focus on and control. It may take a few minutes to get it under control sometimes. My friends, thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for being part of this. It's a joy to meditate with you. It's a joy to be part of your spiritual journey. I pray that this was a beneficial time for you. And we'll see you again next time as we come together for meditation. God bless you.